Okay, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, before we get started, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops on down of the great millstone that do rule and teach well, that have taught us the correct understanding of the scriptures and prophecy through the Holy Spirit. Peace salutations to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the multitude scattered to the four corners of the earth. It's Brother Lawyer.
And the brother Lamont.
We're GMS, Wisconsin. Lord willing, coming with another lesson through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai. And Lord willing, we edify somebody out there. We just wanted to do a quick little exhortation, a quick lesson, and we're going to title it, Let Babylon Go. Okay? Let Babylon Go. Okay? And Babylon, all right, pursuant to Jeremiah 51, Revelation 17, Revelation 18, it's referring to, that's the biblical way of saying America. Okay, that's right. The country, this hellhole that we live in right now. Okay, because we understand that when we say let Babylon go, is because this place is doomed for destruction. It's doomed for thermonuclear destruction. The Lord has prophesied in the scriptures for this place to be destroyed. Okay, never to rise again. Okay, you won't recognize it from one corner to the next, pursuant to Isaiah 34, man. Okay, we actually had a video we wanted to play from the YouTube page. Okay, the Hopeful Elect 3, I believe. Okay, it's of a video of a brother. The video is actually titled. That's where we got the title from. Let Babylon Go. He pretty much was speaking in that video. We're gonna play it. And we're gonna go through the spirit, man.
There's a video right here.
God.
All this shit crash. I'm talking about let this shit crash to the crash bandicles, you feel me? It's gonna take destruction for us to reset to how the world's supposed to be. Let it crash. Why is we still trying to hold on to what's left? Let it fucking crash. Oh, the hantavirus is coming, so who gives a fuck? Oh, the Earl, we needed to let this let these people oppress us, to let this shit operate in the ways where we can have something. Fuck out of here. Let everything fucking crash. Let everything crash, cause y'all not getting it. Y'all not fucking getting it. Y'all not getting it. You bitches think you free and you're still not free, bitch. Crash it. Let it crash. Let everything crash. Let everything fall. You feel me? The universe is trying to show y'all in all type of signs, and you bitches still ain't getting it. Let it crash. Let it go. Let it go like Frozen, bitch. Let it go.
Hey, man, which is the truth, man. There was something that he said that caught my attention. All right? In the beginning when he mentioned how, he spoke about a reset and how certain things have to happen, okay, in order for the earth to get back into its pretty much in its normal place. For us to get back to normal, certain things have to happen, okay, which means that this place needs a reset.
That's right.
Babylon has to be, you have to mentally and spiritually let go of this place. We can start off with Jeremiah 51, because, like the scriptures say, her destruction is at hand. So we have to be spiritually and mentally prepared, to depart from this place. You can't be attached to Babylon the Great.
That's right. This place is already destined for destruction.
God.
Especially if you're in the know, if you have the spirit and understanding of Yahweh Shema Shai, and you've been paying attention to the prophets, you know what we prophesy about, and it's the downfall of Babylon the Great. We say it every time we go out to camp. We say it every single lesson. Prophesy the downfall of this, like the elder in Chicago, this evil, this temporal and evil world. And one of the, I got your precept, but yeah, I got your precept. You said Jeremiah 51 and
you start at
6, yeah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, and verse 6. And it reads, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense."
And flee out of the midst of Babylon. Spiritually, what that's saying is don't be joined to the mindset, all right, and the wickedness that this place has to that it comes with, man.
That's right.
You know, because it's built on wickedness. You can't trust this system completely. You can't embrace the wickedness that this place come with. You know, you can't be spiritually drunk from this world, okay?
That's right.
Because it's a temporal world, you know, and it's like the brother said, it's doomed for destruction. So when it says flee out of the midst of Babylon, it's talking about mentally and spiritually, you know. The only way we're going to physically flee out of this place is if the Lord, okay, when the Lord delivers the elect. Lord, we're going to be part of that number, you know. The elect will be beamed up into chariots, which are which the world calls UFOs or UAPs, man. Mm-hmm. You know, in which they will be given new bodies, okay, a new body and a new spirit, okay. But that's the physical aspect of being delivered out of this place or fleeing from this place. But first and foremost, you have to spiritually and mentally flee. See this place as an enemy.
That's right.
Okay.
Because when you do that, when you do that, when you flee this place mentally, you will not be blinded by the things in this place to actually want to hold on to them.
Right.
You see, if I may, the guy, he said something about honestly, it was you could tell that it's a low mentality to be okay with being oppressed just so they can give you the crumbs in the end.
Right.
You know, he said that they said, it was good that we allowed them to rule over us,
and
oppress us, that way we get something in the end. But no, that's not a rulership mindset.
That's a slave mentality.
Right.
Man.
That's a slave mentality.
Mm-hmm. Jake got Stockholm syndrome, man. They be like physically and mentally attached to their captors. Right. You know, that's what that is.
This place, see here in Babylon the Great, it's going down, and they finally want to give you something when it's going down. That means you still have nothing. You're nothing.
Right.
You know?
God. And why it take for this place to be destroyed for them to give you something.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Why it take for us to prophesy the downfall of this bitch for Jake to get a little piece of the pie, man. You know, Esau still controls the dinner table.
That's right.
He give you a piece of the pie. Guess what? He still controlled the dinner table.
You gotta understand when he gives you something, that's something he don't even need no more. That's something he really thinks little about. Just imagine where he's at if he's giving you these little teats and little rewards or these little things to keep you at bay.
What that only does is it destroys the mindset, as the scriptures say. I'm gonna grab it real quick, and then we can go back to Jeremiah 51.
Okay.
Real quick, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 7. Yeah. It says, "Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart." You know, we understand that oppression is extortion, exploitation, you know, grape robbery and murder, okay? Land theft, covetousness, okay? The mindset that Esau walks in, as the scriptures say, there are 7 abominations in his heart, man. Esau, Edom, has oppressed the nation of Israel. He's oppressing us to this very day, man. You know, he got all 12 tribes in captivity. You know, like it says, the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem were oppressed together. Okay? Well, when you understand oppression, okay, the scriptures say a wise man will be mad when they understand that they're being oppressed by their enemies, man. But then it goes on to say, and a gift destroyeth the heart. You know, when Esau gives you a gift, when Esau putting money in your hand, you know, when Esau setting you up, you know, to be an agent to try to infiltrate a camp. You know, you got Jakes out here who are actually taking the bag, man.
But they swear they know the scriptures, and it says, "Never trust thine enemy."
Right.
Who is Israel's number one enemy aside of the other nations? Esau.
God, Psalm 83.
You see?
God. You know, a gift destroyeth the heart. Esau putting money in your hand, where it says a gift destroys the heart, is talking about it destroys your mind, it destroys your ability to make righteous judgment. You know, it destroys your morals and your value systems, because you'll trade that in, all right, just to have temporary riches on this earth, man. You know, and you know what that means? That means you're destroyed.
That's right.
That's why we got to get up out of this place, and that's why mentally and spiritually we got to flee from this place. We can go back to Jeremiah 51.
Khan, this is back in Jeremiah 51 in verse 8.
7.
Salaki, in verse 7, and it reads, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
God, Babylon. That word Babylon goes back to the Hebrew word babal, which means confusion. You know, where it says it's been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, meaning the Lord allowed this place to come into prominence. He allowed Esau to set this place up. He allowed it to become a rich empire, you know, and it's ultimately through the will of the Lord.
That's right.
What this place became, you know, through trade deals, you know, through the cotton industry, through slavery, you know, through the buying and selling of slaves, man. You know, that's how this place was able to become into prominence. You got it, bro.
Khan. It says, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
God, and that wine is talking about philosophy, you know, ideology, religion, okay, the mindset and the belief system that comes with this place, man. You know, if you believe on Catholicism, if you believe on Christianity, if you believe on Islam, man,
right,
you know, you're drunken with the wine of Babylon. Because guess what? All of those ideologies come out of the Roman Catholic Church. Mm-hmm. If you believe on white Jesus, man, if you believe who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ was a so-called white man when he walked the earth, guess what? You're drunk by the wine of Babylon. You know, because that all comes from false ideology and false dogma that these devils, all right, put before us to keep us distracted and deceived, man. You got it.
Khan. That's what I mean. I think you already quoted it. That's why the scripture says, "Arise ye and depart."
God.
You know, for this is not. Yep.
We can actually grab it. And you got it, bro.
Khan.
All right. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 10, and it reads, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest."
Yeah, like the brother said. Hey, it's not saying physically depart. You know, you have to mentally depart from this place. And it's saying it's not our rest because we have the kingdom to come. Mm-hmm. You know, we have the kingdom where a kingdom of eternity.
Right.
You know, a kingdom of all righteousness. You see, this place is temporal.
Exactly.
You can keep going.
It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction."
Yeah, and as the brother just mentioned, all of these different other factions of the Roman Catholic Church is one of the ways why it's heavily polluted.
Right.
You see, but all of these other philosophies and all of these other beliefs and like you said, ideologies. Yep, Islam. You got all of these other religions.
God.
You know, it's just nothing but confusion. So it'll destroy you. It'll destroy you spiritually first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
God, because you'll get to believe in what Esau tell you.
Yep.
You know, you'll get to believing that all nations can be saved, and that's going directly against the Bible.
I was about to say it'll get you to believe contrary to what the scriptures are saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's why you have to do arise and depart. You know, you gotta leave all of these other philosophies and you know, prepare yourself for the kingdom.
God.
You know, you have to be spiritually minded.
God, that's what going back to the title, "Let Babylon Go." That's what that means, is to mentally and spiritually, okay, see this empire as an enemy and doomed for destruction. You know, because if you praying for the advancement, if you praying for America, you know, to live or to be in rulership forever, you're in the wrong mindset, man.
Yep.
You know, you praying for your damn enemies who the Lord is going to destroy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
man, and it shows you're blinded from the prophecies that are happening.
Exactly. Con, did we finish that Jeremiah 51?
Con.
All right, and I guess we can go to 2nd Ezra chapter 4, you know, because there was something that he mentioned, you know, with the reset, you know. Certain things have to happen in order for the earth to go back to normal, you know, and that's ultimately for the wicked to be put down, you know. Esau's kingdom has to be destroyed. He has to be put in captivity, you know, and that's how the kingdom of heaven is going to be set up, man.
That's right.
But in the meantime, in between time, we're prophesying the downfall of this place, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You know, you can start at 26.
Yep. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, and verse 26. And it reads, Then answered he me, and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hasteth fast to pass away.
All right, and just for context, okay, this is a conversation that's taking place between the prophet Ezra, okay, and the archangel Uriel, all right, because he was inquiring about the end times, all right, and what it's going to look like, you know, what things are going to happen, you know, and the angel confessed, like, I can't tell you everything, you know, but I can give you a glimpse. Ultimately, we understand that we see through a glass darkly, you know. He can tell him according to, the angel was able to give Ezra information according to prophecy, you know. That's why he said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for this world hasteth fast to pass away, you know. That's why the more we learn, the more we understand, the more we realize we are oppressed, like it says in Ecclesiastes 1:18. For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth in knowledge increaseth in sorrow, man.
That's right.
You know, and we're hastening, meaning we're praying that the Lord quickly and speedily destroys this place, man. You know, but it's only through prophecy that this place is going to be destroyed. That's how it hasted fast to pass away, meaning be destroyed and the kingdom of heaven be set up.
That's right.
You got it, bro.
Verse 27, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For the world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities.
This world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities because it's Esau's world. It's
right.
being ran by the wicked.
That's right.
You know, what does it say? Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. So the wicked sit in the power seat, man. That's why this place is full of unrighteousness and infirmities, because Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, beginning with the top wicked elite, are running this place, man.
That's right.
And they run it through wicked ideology. They run it with this, they control it through deceptive means, man.
Yep.
Through extortion, you know, by taking shit that didn't belong to them. That's how they have everything they have, because they did it through wicked means.
That's right.
You know?
And it's crazy. You know what? Look. Also, on the back burner of that is they destroy everything. You know, they charge. Charge you for everything. You gotta pay for water. You gotta pay for air. You know, but either way, you can see that in that video that Jake was he was mourning.
Right.
You know, he was done with it. He had he feel as if there is no hope. The only hope is for it to be destroyed. And which is right.
Okay.
You know, because righteousness is going to come after that. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And we know when Jacob is in rulership, you know, it's going to be Yahushua, and then, you know, and King David, and then the righteous men under that, and the 1/3, and then the rest of the kingdom is going to be brought back.
Okay.
You see? But it's going to be a world of righteousness, though.
Okay, right.
You see? I got Proverbs 29:2.
You got it.
And it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Now, he's in a state of mourning, as we clearly saw. You know? As a matter of fact, when you read, as in Revelation 21, the Lord said that, hey, that upon deliverance, upon in the kingdom, that we won't cry no more. We won't
no more sorrow.
Yeah, there should be no more sorrow. You see?
Former things are passed away.
Yep, the former things are passed away, which means Babylon the Great and the rulership of the wicked will be passed away.
Yeah. because this present world system, you know, is rapidly approaching its end, man. You know, and there are signs that allow us to know that it's fastly approaching. You know, it's through war, you know,
That's right.
moral decay,
Right.
you know, economic instability, uproars of the people.
Yep.
You know, that's how we
Earthquakes
know.
in diverse places. You know, Matthew the 24th chapter.
Exactly.
See,
Those are the signs that the Lord gave us to be able to recognize it, you know,
right.
and to be able to you know, be able to not only understand it, you know, but be able to teach it, man.
Yep. Teach
and
it.
live it.
Teach it. Yep. Live it. And it's ultimately it's a preparation.
God.
You know, you got the answers to the test. You know.
Exactly.
Now, yeah, that's pretty much what it
You
is.
got the cheat sheet.
Yeah, you got the cheat sheet. The Lord said that all of these things are going to happen. So once you see these things happen, now wait. Hey, that should first build your faith in me. Build your faith and to show you that my words are true. You know, and to follow them. Arise and depart. You know.
Yeah. We can
Back in Second Esdras.
Yeah, was that on that?
No, it's Second Esdras 4.
I meant the Proverbs 29.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah. Okay, because I just wanted to say real quick for Proverbs 29 as well, the righteous and that precept is talking about the Israelites, beginning with the elect. It says when the righteous are in authority, the people are going to rejoice, meaning the world is going to be back at rest.
That's right.
There will be tranquility and peace back in the earth, man. But it says when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. As long as Esau, Edom is ruling, there will be no tranquility and peace in the earth, man. You know, because he's literally polluting every goddamn thing. Chemtrails in the sky, you know, polluting the water, you know, hoarding all the water for himself, creating all these damn data centers and shit, man, to destroy this place. You know, and that's ultimately the Lord making him destroy his own empire, his own kingdom. But you got it, bro. That's Second Esdras 4.
This is back in Second Esdras 4, verse 28. And it reads, "But as concerning the things wherefore thou asked me,"
All right, because Ezra asked the archangel Uriel, you know, he was inquiring about the end, like we said, and he was giving them answers. You got it, bro.
it says, "I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good."
Right, because the evil is sown. When you go into that word evil, okay, it goes back to Rayam, which means bad time. You know, corruption, all right, moral decay has reached its maturity. And ultimately, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, start with the top wicked elite, their judgment is unavoidable, man. So the earth is reaping what has been sown.
That's right.
You know, and Esau has sown a lot of wickedness. So guess what? It's reaping what Esau has planted, man. You know, and that's just how the Lord works. The Lord works in balance like that. But it said in verse 29, "If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, until this wicked ass kingdom is removed out of the way, okay, righteousness cannot flourish."
That's right.
As it is written in 2 Esdras chapter 6. It speaks about how, roughly paraphrasing, how corruption is going to be moved out of the way, you know, and how righteousness is going to flourish. I'm just roughly paraphrasing, you know. We can apply that to the fall of Esau's kingdom.
That's right.
You know, the wicked rulership being removed, you know, the destruction of Babylon the Great, and ultimately the transition into the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
You know, and like the brother mentioned, 2 Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Guess what that means? We can't rule together. We ain't running this kingdom with you. You ain't gonna run our kingdom with us, man.
That's right.
You know, and that's why we got to let Babylon go. Okay? Because we understand, according to the Bible, that it's doomed for destruction, man.
That's right.
You know? That was it on that?
Yep.
All right, we can end it off with Romans 13, you know? Because Jake got to wake up. You can't put your trust in Esau, Edom. You know, he getting ready to come down with great wrath through this MOTB system, man. You know, and he's going to be relying on you, you know, to try to make his kingdom continue to flourish, man. even though he has been exploiting you and extorting you. We start at 11.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11, and it reads, "And that knowing the time, that now it is a high time to awake out of sleep."
So knowing the time, understanding the times we're in, understanding how the Lord has revealed these things to us, through the prophecies to us through the scriptures, man. You know, it says it is high time to awake out of sleep. When you go into that word sleep, I believe the Greek word is hupnos, which means spiritual torpor, basically being spiritually dead. You gotta come out of that mindset. If you think that this place has any hope, you are spiritually dead, man. You got it, bro.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
And what does salvation look like? That's this place being destroyed, all right? Which is why we got to let Babylon go, okay? And that's the kingdom of heaven being set up.
That's right.
When Yahweh Shai and the holy angels come back on the chariots, crack the clouds, and deliver the elect, man.
That's the real salvation. That is really being saved.
Come on.
You see? And these Christians out here, they like to say that they're saved and sanctified. Well, guess what? You have something that's coming down the road that you are not preparing yourself for. You see, if you're saved, then let's see what happens when Esau come down on you having great wrath. Let's see how saved you are. You see, the brother said it earlier. Salvation is going to be getting beamed up in them chariots. There's only two ways you leave in this house. Esau's house. Exactly. And that's Babylon the Great. There's only two ways you're leaving. Either via a chariot, or destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. You see?
Unless before that, the Lord sanctions it for you to be sent to the spirit world before the destruction comes.
That's right.
You know, you got brothers that have died in the faith. You know, you got brothers and sisters that have died in the faith, but ultimately that was their lot, man.
Right.
You know?
Yep. Hey, because the dead in Hamashiach will rise again.
Come on.
And actually, they're going to be the first ones.
Come on.
You see?
Yeah, and you got a lot of those men and women that let Babylon go because they understood, you know, I can't hold on to this place and at the same time serve Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, man.
That's right.
Was that it on that? I believe it was one more verse.
Verse 12, it says, "The night is far spent."
What does the night is far spent meaning? Okay, this place is at its end. Okay, we getting ready to, the clock is getting ready to strike midnight.
That's right.
You know, we at 11:58, 11:59 p.m. Because once the clock hit midnight, guess what? The kingdom is on its way in.
That's
This
right.
place is on its way out.
And it just remind me of Esau. He do his every January. He do his doomsday clock.
Yeah.
When it strikes midnight, you know, that's the and what they believe that's when the world is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. And and listen, the world, the entire world. But we know that is not true. Okay, the scripture says the earth abided forever.
God.
Okay,
It's just one kingdom being destroyed and another kingdom being set up.
that's it.
God.
Okay, and it says, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light.
The day is at hand. It's talking about the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, which will be forever and ever, even forever and ever.
That's right.
You know, that's how you know they have nothing to do with one another, and that's ultimately why we got to let Babylon go. Going back to the title once again, let Babylon go, because it's already written in prophecy for this place to be destroyed, man. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. It says, let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, the wickedness that this place come with, the mindset and the ideologies that this place come with. And let us therefore put on the armor of light, which is ultimately Yahweh Shai, man. You know, and the word, rehearsing righteousness, man, and praying for the kingdom. Like it says in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
That's right.
You know, is that it on that? God. All right, we ain't had no precept, bro. We can end it off, man. You know?
Yeah, no, that was pretty much it. I can roughly paraphrase one is scripture says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning.
Ecclesiastes 7.
Yep. So hey,
You feel like you can close us out?
kind. Oh well. With that, Lord willing, you all were edified. All right, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises unto
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rachawadash.
Double honors into the apostles and elders of the great millstone once again. Citation hopeful elect, the men, women, and children that are actively, all right, believing in Yahweh Shema Shah, the 1/3, and also, the hopeful elect, the 144,000 men that are destined to salvation, and rulership. Shalom.
Shalom, Abba,
Baba.
Let Babylon go.